Hello and welcome to Video Revealed. I'm Colin Smith. Multi-windows are back in Adobe Bridge and a whole lot more. Okay, so previous versions of Bridge allowed you to open multiple windows, but when multiple content panels were added, it seems to have gone away. Well, it's back. And there's lots more. So let's look at multiple windows. So this is Bridge open with its main window. If you go to the File menu and choose New Window, Control N on Windows, Command N on Mac, it gives you a prompt. It says a new window will open in Bridge as a secondary window, does not support floating panels. And you can tell it, don't show this again, and click OK. And it opens, and you see it's listed as secondary. The odd thing about this is when you add another one, it's also secondary. So there's lots of secondaries. So I don't know, I don't think there's a limit, but you can have as many of these open as you want. And of course, you've got multiple desktops, then you can place them around. They've got maximize buttons on them, so they can be maximized in multiple windows at the same time. So let's go look at having two of these windows open. And for instance, I'm just going to jump to this view here and this content panel. I only have one content panel here, but this would be typical of putting this on a different display and then jumping over to here to a different display. And you can go to your window menu and go to each one of these here. But really the idea is to have multiple windows, and they're fully resizable, so I can scale this, place this, put this wherever I want. I can customize this completely. So if I want a different view on that second one, I can have a detailed view. So multiple windows are back, and I know a lot of people were completely miffed, we'll put it kindly, that they were gone. So they're now in this version. Now, I do want to show you the content panels, which they're also new previous to this version, but there's a snapping thing that you should be aware of. So for instance, if I add another content panel, and we've got these two panels here, if you're familiar with Premiere Pro, After Effects and things like that, you can drag the title here. So if you drag it where it's fully blue, then it puts it behind. But if you drag this to a different edge, like on the left edge, it will dock on the left. And now I've got them docked on the right and left. And yes, multiple windows can have multiple content panels and multiple docking of those panels. Let's drag this down to the bottom. Drag it down to there. This part doesn't resize, so I do need to move that over. So now I've got both windows split, and I can move to the center and change that. And this can also have different detailed views. So lots of different ways to work on this, and we can close that panel, and we're back. Okay, next up, keyboard shortcuts, always very useful. Let's go to the Edit menu on Windows, the Bridge menu on the Mac, Shortcuts. They've got a keyboard shortcut here for keyboard shortcuts. And again, if you're familiar with something like Premiere Pro, this is going to seem very similar, where you've got all of these different keyboard shortcuts, and you can open these up. You can search for them. Captions now. Show and hide captions, it's just one keyboard shortcut, C. I'll show you that in a second. The way that these work is that there are application and then there are specific shortcuts. So this is just for the content panel, the folders panel, the keywords panel, the metadata panel, review panel, and as such. So things like starring that you can do very easily. If you see something with two on it, like this, that means there's more than one keyboard shortcut. There's an application and a panel, specific ones. But it is very useful. You can save your own version of it. You can copy these to the clipboard. So if you're used to working with Adobe applications that have keyboard shortcut support, go nuts now with this. I know there's Unlike something like Premiere Pro and Photoshop that already have every single one of the keys mapped, there's a lot of customization available for you to use. All right, you can now compress and extract. So if I select these, I can compress these into a zip, and I can also extract files from zips. You can also set where the zips show up. There it is. And you can extract that zip too. And the default is to pick a location for that zip, which is a pretty common thing. But you now have zip support right inside Bridge. Adobe Substance support, Substance 3D, Adobe Substance. That sounds kind of odd, doesn't it? I got some Adobe Substance support. Okay. Move to, copy to, place in, there we go, in Substance 3D Painter, Sampler, Stager. And you can, if we go back to the preferences, this is where you can set the zip and unzip location, always ask, or just put it in the same folder. Now let's look at toggling captions. So for instance, this has a rating of 4 stars. This one has 4 stars. So if we go to press my space bar to go to full screen and tap the C key, down in the bottom left, you can see that's where the captions are showing up. There's the rating. And if I type the ratings here, you'll see there's 4, there's 3, there's 2, and such. So those are the updates for Bridge, the big multi-window support. I think we just had a big update for Bridge, so it just shows that the development of Adobe Bridge is very strong, very robust, and they keep adding to it all the time. Hey, if you're new to Video Revealed and you found this informative, take a moment and subscribe. You want to support us some more, you can do that on videorevealed.com/shop. Donate once, monthly, any amount where you appreciate all of our wonderful supporters, donors, people that reach out to me and tell me they want to see a tutorial on something. I don't read comments, so go to the website and you can contact me there. Till next time, I'm Colin Smith, and it's my job to get nudged sometimes by the Bridge folks and say, hey, Colin, you might want to show this, and if it passes the mustard, then I'll show it to you, as I did with this new update.